What does it mean to be good in bed? 1. The generous lover, a symphony of shared satisfaction. To be truly good in bed is to become a maestro of mutual pleasure, where each touch, each movement, is a note in a symphony composed not just for yourself but for your partner as well. It's about creating a rhythm that is harmonious and attuned to the needs and desires of both parties. Imagine a dance where your steps are perfectly in sync with your partner's, where every move you make is guided by their responses, and where the goal is not just your own satisfaction, but the shared joy of the experience. Being a generous lover means tuning into your partner's body, recognizing their cues, and adjusting your approach to ensure that they are just as engaged and fulfilled as you are. It's about the little things, the way you might touch them softly to gauge their reaction, the way you listen to their breathing, or the way you can sense when they're ready for more or when they need a moment to catch their breath. It's about being fully present in the moment, where nothing exists outside the space you share together. This generosity extends beyond the physical act itself. It's about ensuring that your partner feels valued, cherished, and appreciated, not just in the heat of the moment, but in the moments before and after. It's the tender kiss on the forehead, the whispered words of affection, the way you hold them close after the climax. It's about making sure that the intimacy you share isn't just a fleeting encounter but a meaningful connection that lingers long after. And let's talk about the power of anticipation. Being good in bed also means mastering the art of teasing, knowing when to build up the tension, when to hold back just enough to make the eventual release that much sweeter. It's about creating an experience that's more than just physical, it's emotional, mental, and even spiritual. A generous lover understands that pleasure is multifaceted and that true satisfaction comes from giving as much as you receive. In the end, being good in bed is about understanding that intimacy is a shared journey. It's about walking that path together, with mutual respect, care, and a desire to make the experience as fulfilling for your partner as it is for you. It's about creating a symphony of pleasure, where both of you are the composers, the performers, and the audience, all at once. 2. The opposite of evil, a light-hearted look at bedtime morality. If we're taking the term good in its most literal sense, being good in bed might simply mean not being evil, an idea that, while humorously simplistic, holds a certain charm. After all, if good is the opposite of evil, then the key to being good in bed could be as simple as ensuring that your time between the sheets is free from any nefarious deeds. But let's unpack this a bit more, because while the concept might seem laughable, it does have some underlying wisdom. Picture this: you're lying in bed, contemplating your next move, and suddenly it hits you. As long as I don't rob a bank, commit arson, or engage in some diabolical plot while in bed, I'm doing all right. It's a low bar to clear, sure, but it's a starting point. Being good in bed, under this logic, is about ensuring that your actions are free from harm, that you're not committing any emotional or physical crimes against your partner. On a more serious note, this tongue-in-cheek approach highlights an essential aspect of intimacy: respect. Respect for your partner's boundaries, their comfort, and their well-being is fundamental. It's about making sure that the time you spend together is consensual, kind, and considerate. No one should feel pressured, coerced, or uncomfortable during an intimate encounter. It's about creating a space where both parties feel safe, valued, and free to express themselves without fear or judgment. And let's not forget the importance of a light-hearted attitude. Being good in bed also means knowing how to keep things fun, playful, and free from unnecessary drama. Life is full of awkward moments. A hand slips, a funny noise is made, or someone bursts out laughing at an unexpected time. Rather than letting these moments derail the experience, a truly good lover knows how to roll with the punches, keeping the mood light and the atmosphere relaxed. So, while the idea of simply not being evil might seem like a joke, it actually lays the groundwork for a healthy and enjoyable sexual relationship. It's about ensuring that your time in bed is free from harm and full of respect, consent, and kindness. And who knows, by focusing on these basics, you might find that your connection with your partner grows stronger, deeper, and more fulfilling. 3. The 8-hour champion, mastering the art of restful intimacy. There's a certain poetry in the idea that being good in bed might just mean getting a solid 8 hours of sleep, a concept that, in today's sleep-deprived world, holds a lot more weight than one might initially think. After all, who among us hasn't struggled with sleepless nights, tossing and turning, only to wake up feeling more exhausted than before? If you can fall asleep peacefully and stay asleep without disturbing your partner, you're already halfway to becoming a bedtime hero. Let's explore the science behind this. Sleep is when our bodies undergo repair and regeneration, when our minds process the events of the day, and when we recharge for the challenges ahead. It's also a time when we are most vulnerable, physically and emotionally. Sharing a bed with someone requires a deep level of trust and comfort. If you can create an environment where both you and your partner can sleep soundly, you're offering something invaluable, a sanctuary of rest. Being good in bed, in this context, means being mindful of your partner's need for sleep. It's about finding ways to coexist peacefully in the same space, whether that means adjusting your sleep position, finding the right mattress, or even investing in tools that minimize disturbances like motion transfer or snoring. It's about being considerate, no hogging the covers, no sudden movements that jolt your partner awake, and definitely no loud snoring that turns the bed into a battlefield. And let's not forget the benefits of a good night's sleep on your relationship. When you're well rested, you're more likely to be in a good mood, more patient, and more attentive to your partner's needs, both in and out of bed. A good night's sleep can improve everything from your emotional connection to your physical intimacy, making those moments of closeness even more satisfying. There's also a humorous angle to this concept. Imagine proudly telling your friends, "I'm amazing in bed, I get a full 8 hours of sleep every night." It's a funny thought, but it underscores an important truth. Sleep is essential, and being able to sleep well with your partner is a skill worth cultivating. A well-rested couple is a happy couple, and a happy couple is more likely to enjoy all aspects of their relationship. So yes, being good in bed might just mean mastering the art of sleep. It's about creating a restful, peaceful environment where both you and your partner can recharge and connect. And who knows? With a little practice, those 8 hours of sleep might become the highlight of your day, and the perfect prelude to whatever comes next. 4. The snore-free zone, the unsung heroes of bedtime harmony. There's a special place in the pantheon of bedtime achievements reserved for those who can sleep without snoring. It might not seem like much, but for anyone who's ever shared a bed with a snorer, the ability to sleep quietly is nothing short of a superpower. In fact, being good in bed, in this sense, is about ensuring that the nighttime hours are filled with peace, tranquility, and uninterrupted rest. Imagine, if you will, the serenity of a quiet night. You're lying next to your partner, the room is dark, the sheets are soft, and all you hear is the gentle sound of their breathing. No chainsaw-like snoring, no restless tossing and turning, just pure, unadulterated calm. It's the kind of sleep that dreams are made of, the kind that leaves you waking up refreshed and ready to take on the world. But achieving this level of bedtime harmony isn't always easy. For some, snoring is a nightly battle, one that requires a bit of strategy and maybe even some creativity to overcome. Whether it's investing in anti-snoring devices, experimenting with different sleeping positions, or even considering separate sleeping arrangements on particularly noisy nights, the key is to find what works best for you and your partner. Being good in bed, in this context, also means being aware of how your sleep habits affect your partner. Are you a cover hog? Do you toss and turn like you're in the middle of a dream-based action sequence? Do you wake up at odd hours, disrupting your partner's sleep cycle? If so, it might be time to reassess your nighttime routine and make some adjustments for the sake of harmony. But there's another side to this story. Being the partner of a snorer also requires patience and a sense of humor. If you're the one who struggles with your partner's snoring, being good in bed might mean finding ways to cope without losing your cool. Earplugs, white noise machines, or even a gentle nudge to get them to roll over might just do the trick. After all, a little bit of understanding and creativity can go a long way in maintaining peace in the bedroom. So, while the idea of being snore-free might seem like a small thing, it's actually a big part of being good in bed. It's about creating an environment where both you and your partner can sleep soundly, without the disruptions that can lead to frustration and resentment. It's about being considerate, thoughtful, and, most importantly, quiet, because when it comes to sleep, silence truly is golden. 5. The Jedi Master of Bedtime, navigating the delicate dance of intimacy. To truly be good in bed, one must channel the wisdom and composure of a Jedi, a master of the delicate dance of intimacy, where every move is intentional, every gesture is meaningful, and every moment is infused with a sense of purpose. It's not just about the physical act, it's about the connection, the communication, and the mutual respect that turn a simple encounter into something truly extraordinary. Being good in bed means paying attention, not just to the big things, but to the small, subtle cues that often go unnoticed. It's about being in tune with your partner's desires, their needs, and their boundaries. It's about asking the right questions, being open to feedback, and knowing that there's always something new to learn. After all, no two people are exactly the same, and what worked in the past might not work in the present. But beyond the technical aspects, being good in bed is also about being emotionally present. It's about understanding that intimacy is as much about the mind as it is about the body. It's about being patient, compassionate, and understanding, especially when things don't go according to plan. Because let's face it, sometimes life throws us curveballs, whether it's an unexpected interruption, a case of the giggles, or a moment of awkwardness that leaves both partners blushing. A true Jedi of the bedroom knows how to navigate these moments with grace and humor. They understand that intimacy is a journey, not a destination, and that sometimes the most memorable experiences are the ones that didn't go perfectly. They're able to laugh at themselves, to roll with the punches, and to keep the mood light and enjoyable, even when things get a little messy. Communication is also key. Being good in bed means being able to talk openly with your partner about what you both want, what you both need, and what you're both comfortable with. It means being able to express your desires without fear of judgment, and being willing to listen to your partner's desires in return. It's about creating a safe space where both partners feel free to explore, to experiment, and to enjoy each other's company without pressure or expectations. And let's not forget the importance of patience. Sometimes, things don't go according to plan. Maybe one of you is nervous, or tired, or just not in the right headspace. Being good in bed means recognizing when it's time to slow down, to take a step back, and to let things unfold naturally. It's about being adaptable and understanding, knowing that intimacy is not a one-size-fits-all experience but something that requires care, attention, and flexibility. In the end, being good in bed is about more than just technique. It's about creating a connection that goes beyond the physical, a connection that's built on trust, communication, and mutual respect. It's about being present, being patient, and being willing to learn and grow with your partner. And who knows, with a little practice, you might just find that the path to becoming a Jedi Master of the bedroom is one of the most rewarding journeys you'll ever take. 6. The simple pleasures, the subtle art of paying attention. At the heart of being good in bed lies a simple, yet profound truth. It's all about paying attention. Whether you're engaged in a slow, sensual encounter or a passionate, intense romp, the key to success is being fully present, fully engaged, and fully attuned to your partner's needs. It's about making every touch, every movement, every word count, creating an experience that is as fulfilling emotionally as it is physically. Paying attention means being aware of your partner's body language, their breathing, their subtle shifts in mood and energy. It means noticing the way they respond to your touch, the way they arch their back, the way they moan softly, the way they pull you closer or push you away. It's about being in tune with their desires, their rhythms, and their boundaries, and adjusting your approach accordingly. But paying attention goes beyond the physical. It's also about being emotionally attuned to your partner's needs. Are they feeling vulnerable? Are they in need of reassurance? Are they looking for something gentle and loving or something more intense and passionate? Being good in bed means being able to read these cues and respond in a way that makes your partner feel safe, loved, and satisfied. One of the most important aspects of paying attention is the ability to adapt. Not every encounter will go according to plan. Sometimes things don't work out the way you hoped, and that's okay. Being good in bed means being flexible, being willing to try new things, and being open to feedback. It means understanding that intimacy is a shared experience, and that both partners should feel comfortable expressing their needs and desires. But it's also about making sure that the experience is enjoyable for both of you. After all, intimacy should be fun, not a chore. If something isn't working, don't be afraid to change things up. Try a different position, a different pace, or even a different approach altogether. The key is to keep things light, playful, and enjoyable, ensuring that both you and your partner are having a good time. And let's not forget the importance of communication. Being good in bed means being able to talk openly with your partner about what you both want, what you both like, and what you're both comfortable with. It means being able to express your desires without fear of judgment, and being willing to listen to your partner's desires in return. Communication is the foundation of any healthy relationship, and it's especially important when it comes to intimacy. In the end, being good in bed is about creating an experience that is as fulfilling emotionally as it is physically. It's about being present, being mindful, and being attuned to your partner's needs. It's about making sure that both of you are satisfied, both in the moment and afterward. Because when it comes to intimacy, it's not just about what happens in bed, it's about how you make each other feel, both during and after the experience. 7. The different styles. Mastering the art of adaptability. There's an old saying that there are many ways to be good in bed, and it's absolutely true. What works for one person might not work for another, and what's perfect in one moment might not be right for the next. That's why being good in bed is as much about adaptability as it is about skill. It's about knowing when to switch gears, when to be gentle and when to be rough, when to take your time and when to go full throttle. Let's start with the idea of making love, a slow, tender exploration of each other's bodies and souls. This is the kind of intimacy where every touch lingers, where every kiss is a promise, where the goal isn't just pleasure but connection. Making love is about more than just physical satisfaction. It's about creating a bond, a sense of unity and closeness that transcends the moment. It's about being fully present, fully engaged, and fully committed to making your partner feel cherished and adored. But not every encounter needs to be a slow dance. Sometimes, you and your partner might be in the mood for something more intense, more primal, a passionate romp where the goal is to lose yourselves in the heat of the moment. This is where adaptability comes into play, where being good in bed means knowing when to let go of the reins and just go with the flow. It's about embracing the raw, unfiltered energy of the moment, about letting your instincts take over and enjoying the ride. Being good in bed also means being able to read the room, to sense what your partner needs and wants at any given time. Maybe they're feeling stressed and need a gentle, soothing touch, or maybe they're full of energy and ready for something more adventurous. Whatever the case, the key is to be in tune with your partner, to be willing to adapt your approach to suit their mood and desires. But adaptability isn't just about switching between different styles, it's also about being open to trying new things. Maybe you've never tried a particular position or technique, but your partner expresses interest. Being good in bed means being willing to explore, to experiment, and to push your boundaries in the pursuit of mutual pleasure. It's about creating a space where both you and your partner feel comfortable expressing your desires and trying new things without fear of judgment. And of course, communication is key. Being good in bed means being able to talk openly with your partner about what you both want, what you both like, and what you're both comfortable with. It means being able to express your desires without fear of rejection, and being willing to listen to your partner's desires in return. It's about creating an environment where both of you feel safe, respected, and free to explore your sexuality in a way that's enjoyable and fulfilling for both of you. In the end, being good in bed is about mastering the art of adaptability. It's about knowing when to switch gears, when to be gentle and when to be rough, when to take your time and when to go full throttle. It's about being in tune with your partner's needs and desires, and being willing to try new things in the pursuit of mutual pleasure. Because when it comes to intimacy, the most important thing is to create an experience that's enjoyable, satisfying, and fulfilling for both of you. Thanks for watching. Leave a comment and follow for more stories.